Hey guys, Jetxc here. I am back. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. The reason I've been gone is because I had a strike on my channel. But I am back. I was streaming this live on Twitch, so I'll be sharing my Twitch with you guys. Unfortunately, I couldn't share on YouTube, but I have a Twitch as well, so I'll be sharing that in the description. But hey, we're back after a week on this strike. Man. Now, a lot of you, I hope you were excited when watching this live stream for Brown Dust 2. I want to say something right before we really get into this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of censorship has been coming onto the Brown Dust 2 channel for EN. All the videos get age restricted, but if you go to Brown Dust 2 Korea or JP, right? If you go to the channel, every single time, nothing is age restricted. If we look at this live stream, not age restricted at all. And I'm starting to notice that, honestly, the Korean live stream and JP live stream are getting way more views than EN. So I think a lot of the notoriety, a lot of the advertisement, it started to really pick up in the Eastern countries, which is a really good thing. Even though the audience overall is still bigger in East Asia than EN, it's really good to see that they're getting more notoriety overall, because EN used to be like the biggest streams over the past year or so. Yeah, I guess don't be surprised if a lot of videos that I make or is on the Brown Dust 2 English channel just get age restricted, because there's just a bias with anime women over here on the EN side. But if you go to JP or the Korean one, it's all good. So let's get into it, guys. So we're going to go over patch notes and stuff like that. But before we do, I wanted to quickly take a look here and show you guys that overall, the survey results for this 1.5 Annie have been really well received. People love Memory's Edge. People love Goodbye Freedom. People love the Glue Talk. Everybody was satisfied with Glue Talk, Gluppy Diner. A lot of good things came out of this. What do you think about playing Gluppy Diner from a first-person point of view? Mostly satisfied, right? How did you like the minigame? Mostly satisfied. Haven't played. What do you think of the open term of minigames, so basically making it permanent or seasonal? There's a lot of good information here, and overall people were super happy with everything. How did you like the special interactions? Very well received. And then the best thing that people liked was the level of expression in the various interactions, right? The most popular Glue Talk was Nebris. Now I will say there may be some bias, because I think some people may have had Nebris more than the other characters. However, Nebris overall, I will say, for the Glue Talk event, her Bond story was probably the best out of the three. But me personally, I feel like these are all kind of equal, but I would give the edge to Lowen. Maybe Morpia, I don't know. But either way, it was very good to see that Nebris came in first, and it looks like Lowen came in close second. And honestly, you have to take into account too that even though the survey just came out, it was hard for people to really say if Morpia was the best, because it really depended on who got her first and all that stuff, but everybody had Nebris, right? So yeah, overall these survey results are pretty good, guys. I'm really happy to see this. One thing I am a little upset about is how would you want the open terms of Evil Castle? Majority said every 2 weeks. However, 24% said no reset for every season, and then 27% said no opinion. I really hope they look at this no opinion thing and just do no resets, because me personally, Tower, once you beat Tower Pride, it gets annoying, right? Like, I would just prefer it to be like last night, where every 2 weeks you just get your rewards. I don't care about anything in Tower Pride, but you know, we'll see what happens. So a lot of you definitely saw some of the characters, and again, we'll be getting to the patch notes, but a lot of us saw the characters here. We saw Ventana. We saw Liberta, which is she's from the main story. Now, a couple things to highlight before we get into patch notes. They have, they will be doing more original characters for Brown Dust 2. They stated in the Q&A that they want to try and provide more characters that aren't a part of Brave 9, and honestly, I agree with that. There's like this small community of players that always like get upset with certain characters being put into Brown Dust 2 or whatever the reason it may be, and them like skirting away from from Brave 9, I think is probably going to be the best solution. So them making their own characters is going to be great. Number two, They will be adding fully voiced cutscenes, or excuse me, fully voiced live 2Ds, fully voiced Bond stories, and they will also be adding a new Bond story a new glue talk essentially, like every 4 to 6 weeks. So you can expect every month and a half, we'll get a new live 2D basically. So for those of you that are wondering, what's the schedule going to be, that's what they're going to be doing. The reason we're not getting anything now is because of scheduling conflicts, and they're trying to really up the quality of the live 2Ds. So yeah, as you can see here, this is Blade from the story. She looks amazing. Unfortunately, we won't be getting her because she's going to be an NPC. We got to wait till she gets introduced more in the story. Maybe they give her default costume first and then they do this later, so we might see another run of the onsen event. But again, we'll see. Her design looks amazing, we don't even get to see her from the front, but from the back she looks so good. But yeah, a few other things from Q&A I'm trying to remember. There's definitely some quality of life that we'll be going over. We have the main story pack for chapter 15 coming, and yeah, I think that's really about it in terms of like Q&A. So let's get into the patch notes real quick. Let's bring it up. Alright guys, so we got the patch notes here, and first off, I really want to appreciate the artwork that Brown Dust 2 does. This looks absolutely amazing. I have no words for how high quality they are when it comes to their art. Shout out to the art team, shout out to Origami. They are amazing when it comes to displaying artwork and the characters in the artwork. So let's kind of get into it here. So we've got Liberta, we've got Ventana. It's going to be an onsen story. I'm not going to get too into it, but we'll kind of read this. The theme you've all been waiting for is finally here. We bought onsen training without a separate pack. We've showcased the event in January as we believe it will go well with the winter season. The first week of the event will roll out under the name Legendary Graduate. And the third week it will be called Beyond Legend. And then we've got some images here. Let me know what you guys think of the visual novel style. I'm going to be honest. I know some people like the original SD style, where it's like the chibi style and it's got like the background. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan of chibi style in general. I personally don't like chibi style. Even though this is probably much easier for the devs to do, I would much rather this than having chibi style. I would much rather look at the artwork, see the facial expressions of the characters, than have like the chibi style kind of like this playing all the time. That's just me personally. But anyway, they have some artwork here, as you can see. That's going to be in the story, but yeah, it seems to be like a training arc for Ventana, right? So let's kind of get into it. Onsen practitioner Ventana, she's going to have abilities regarding a skill concept consist of attacking a single target and inflicting powerful debuff to the target that has been provoked or has a concentrated fire effect on them. So should be pretty interesting, right? She's definitely going to work well with like Zenith and other characters similar to her. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if I'll be +5ing this group, but we'll see what happens. Now we have Onsen Liberta. She looks really good. Another slender character here. She looks very cute. Overall, I like her design. And she will actually be a healer / buffer. So skill concept consists of granting buffs related to attack and recovery to her allies. Great to see. Now, unfortunately, guys, Blade, which was definitely the highlight, she will unfortunately be not playable. She will be an NPC, like I said earlier. We're going to have to wait and see when she comes out. But a lot of people have really been enjoying her design. So they also say for Blade, did they list her ability? They didn't. So we're going to have to skip the skill cutscene, guys, because I'm going to be honest. It is kind of crazy to see, so I'm going to have to scroll right over. But make sure you guys check this out. Now we have the minigame here, the Onsen Tile Tactics. They show a video of how it'll play. So if you click here, they will show you how it works. It's a pretty simple game. I think I may have played, I've been told it's similar to like Mahjong, but I've played something similar to this. So it looks like a pretty fun, simple minigame. So I think a lot of people enjoy it, right? But yeah, I think people will like it in general. Let's keep going. We've got rerun of the Giant Row. We also have a Snowy Mountain Tyrant Fiend Hunt. This is a completely new boss. For the guild raid, we have a new no property guild raid boss. So it's use whatever characters you want. Doesn't matter what element, and shit, we'll just see what happens. I think this is probably going to be the funnest one. So we'll see. I think they said this boss delivers more powerful attacks and takes a lot of damage when struck consecutively. You will have an easy time stacking the chain on this boss, but a lot of stacks will be required. So I'm already thinking Celia, Luvencia, Zenith, right? Just say fuck it and stack like Hikage. We'll see what happens, but that's what I'm thinking for this boss, right? Okay, let's keep going. We have some new cutscenes will be added. So we have Elenir here. Now Elenir, she will be getting this new update here. They added a background for Elenir, and they also changed the cutscene completely. If you guys notice, she's got like a womb tattoo, and if you look at the floor, well, you can see that in the image if you guys blow it up, right? So a background and motions will be added to Elenir's skill cutscene. We will also improve some parts of Luvencia's skill cutscene and Levia's standing illustration. Yumi recently passed the review stage and will start revision soon. We will make adjustments above in January. So a lot of good changes are coming. Lovely Lady Elise in her skill cutscene update is happening too. So this one looks really good. They mentioned the detail in the stockings. They really think they did a good job, and I agree. So if we take a look here, starting on the 16th, we have the Practitioner Ventana. So we got that next week. And then the week after that, we will have Lovely Lady Elise. And on the 31st, Onsen Manager Liberta. So this will actually give you guys some time to save, especially for those of you that aren't necessarily new players. Homunculus Latho is definitely going to be something that people are going to want a lot. So we'll talk about it in the future on who you should pull for and stuff like that, right? We have some quality of life here. So removal of character bans. So if you guys play story, as you progress through story, in some certain fights, they would not allow you to use certain characters, but now they're allowing you to use anybody. So we have improved regarding characters, ban removals, and story packs. Many of you have expressed dissatisfaction due to being restricted from using companions that you invested time and effort to raise. As we wholly agree with this sentiment, we have decided to remove the character ban and story packs this time. This change means both temporary and permanent companions can join battles, which may lead to 2 or more identical characters in the same entry. However, we agree that such cases would be allowed for the sake of gameplay. So, no more, you can't use certain characters, you can't use that character, and these characters are banned. You can use whoever you want. So that's a huge improvement. Now, the next thing is fatigue improvement. This one I personally like a lot. So, when a companion becomes fatigued, from now on, fatigue companions will maintain their positions without any formation rearrangement. The fatigue companion will be displayed as a ghost on the field. We also improved the revival ability skill system, as players had to manually use revival or go to the end. So now, with the following update, an automatic revival option will be added to the revival ability skill, allowing characters to revive automatically as long as their player has ability pills. Huge change. This will be a lot easier because typically when you're busy in story, you have to go all the way back to the end, or like they said, manually go to the revival skill. So this is huge. I love that they're really paying attention for new players when it comes to story and other things like that. Somebody like me, I rarely run into this issue, but every time it does happen, it is annoying. Saving quick hunt options. So right here, basically, we removed the feature that automatically maintained previous settings and made improvements so that only free currency is used by default whenever the players open the pop-up. So a nice little feature here. Amount displayed on owned items. So they will tell you on different displays how many of something that you own. Currently, you can only check the quantity of owned items through the bag menu. So we've improved this system by enabling you to check the amount you own by using a pop-up no matter where you are. We've also improved the gear crafting system by displaying the amount of gear you own per rarity to help you reach the desired number of gear. Furthermore, the number of costumes and exclusive gear you own will be displayed on banners on at the left of the draw menu, removing the need to click the banners and enter the page. Another nice little quality of life. Okay, let's keep it going. They added a guild announcement bulletin board. So this is for guild leaders and co-guild leaders. Basically, if you want to make little announcements, they'll allow that. Definitely a nice little feature for me. 600-day broadcast. So in February, mid-February, right, guys? They will be introducing the new main story pack for Chapter 15. These are some clips, or not clips, these are some images, right? So they have some sneak peeks of the next chapter. I think a lot of people are going to be excited. Me personally, I like that they take the time to release story packs, right? So this will be really fun to kind of read. Recently, I've been rereading the story. I've been trying to get back into it because when I started Brownless 2, I skipped all the story just so I could like progress in the game. So I'm gonna try and get more into the story myself and be prepared for this when it comes out. But yeah, definitely some juicy looking costumes are coming out from the main story here. So it should be exciting. But they say we will announce details about new story pack you've been waiting for and our plans for updates in the first half of the year. Your interest and support for the broadcast will be much appreciated. Soundtrack release. This is really cool. This is going into their merch. Guys, support the merch. They're releasing a original soundtrack that you'll be able to get January 20th. For a lot of you that are Brown Dust 2 fans, I've been told by Azur Lane fans that they make a shit ton of money off of their merch. I really think the game can sustain even more if they make a lot of money off of the merchandise that they're selling. They're really going hard with the merch. So this merch will consist of a CD, an NFC chain, or an NFC keychain. We went through rigid and careful selection to only include the soundtrack with vocals for the CD. Meanwhile, the NFC keychain will only contain all background music and soundtracks, including those from the winter event pack. So cool. Pre-orders will start January 20th, so look out for that, guys. So if we keep scrolling here, they basically say that's about it. You can rewatch everything here. There's a vlog video that I'm going to do a separate video on. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty nice developer note overall and a great live stream. Again, definitely come to this page and check out the skill cutscenes. The detail, okay? The detail in this cutscene is insane. The veins that they have on Ventana when she's in that onsen, check that shit out. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. Expect more Brown Dust 2 videos very, very soon. I'm out. Later.